The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Widely regarded as one of the greatest games of all time. Very frequently getting 10 out of 10s. 8.5. It's an 8.5. It's not, it's got too many flaws. It's not a 10 out of 10. It's magnificent. It's not a 10 out of 10. I recently played this game for the first time. Went through the whole game, beat it, loved it. I got stuck at a few points because I don't read. But that's on me. Overall, it was just a really good game. Loved it. However, I am one of the rare few gifted with a talent to not enjoy the game at all. I decided to speedrun it. My goal with this was to beat the Great Plateau in under 20 minutes. To put that into perspective, that's around 200th to 300th on the leaderboard out of a total of 530 runs. While that might not seem that impressive, the slowest run is an hour, so we're dividing that by 3. The first trick in the run starts after you press this button and sit through this cutscene. Now head into this corner and press the camera button at a precise angle to clip through. Climb up this wall and then clip through this floor by crouching and uncrouching. Then we run to the bokoblin camp, take some peppers, take their shield, and run over to this wall to climb over. Run to these trees to grab an axe, and then run to this bokoblin camp to hit this guy twice and take his bow. Move up to this wall where we'll climb over it to head down to this shrine where we'll shield jump onto this spot to set up a glitch to clip into the shrine. Move over here while crouching and stand back up to press A and enter the shrine room. Collect the stasis rune and head to the end of the room as quick as possible. Skip through some cutscenes and dialogue and head over to this rock. Hit the rock with stasis, whack it around a bit, and take it for a ride. Make your way in this direction towards this cliffside, line your foot up here, shoot here, line your bow up here, swing your weapon twice, jump, and land safely using a glitch of using the weapon throw animation, and then head up to this shrine. Shield jump onto this circle to set up yet another shrine clip, and then clip into the shrine itself from the ground below to enter the shrine room. Collect the Cryonis rune and make your way to the monk at the end of the shrine. Skip through some cutscenes and make your way to the right where you'll stand on the edge of this rock. Shoot your bow here, line it up here, swing your weapon twice, jump off, and
The One Piece is real!
shield jump onto this portion of the shrine to set up another shrine clip where you'll once again clip from the ground into the shrine to enter the shrine room. Collect the Magnesis rune and use it to move objects out of the way to make your way through the room. Talk to the monk at the end of the room to skip through some cutscenes and get sent back to the Great Plateau. Run up and jump into this river to cross it and reach this bokoblin camp. Climb up onto this post where you'll manipulate the bokoblin's movement to move towards you, where you can jump onto it and bounce to the final shrine. Shield jump into this part of the shrine to set up the final shrine clip of the run, where you'll once again shrine clip into the shrine itself to enter the shrine room. That's a lot of shrine. Collect the bomb rune, use it to break open 4 clumps of cubes, and then head to the end of the room to talk to the monk. Skip some cutscenes and talk to the old man, blow up these rocks and run through to shoot this guardian. Run all the way to the Temple of Time where we'll climb this ladder, run across the roof, talk to the old man to finally collect the paraglider and complete the run. For my first run, I decided to do a playthrough of the route from beginning to end without having any resets. This would set as a baseline for how much time I would lose over time, and would also highlight the parts I would need to work on the most. I had little issue performing the first 2 tricks, getting us out of the Shrine of Resurrection, or the first shrine clip for that matter. My luck with these tricks would end as I got to this rock, as I both failed it 3 times and was also just shooting it the complete wrong way. I'm just gonna let this next sequence speak for itself. Yeah. I got the hardest trick in the run on the 3rd attempt. That's quicker than the rock trick took me. Through the rest of the run, I didn't have any major issues. I mostly lost time to just small mistakes and slow movement due to being unfamiliar with the game and the run. This resulted in my final time being a 31:58, putting us almost 12 minutes away from our goal and 479th on the leaderboard. I then started up a second run, which admittedly I was on much better pace for, but I got unlucky at Shrine 2 and the bokoblins just didn't spawn in. I don't know why this happens still, it's very annoying. Nevertheless, I started up a third run and I actually had better luck this time. Somewhat due to the fact as I switched my game to French, as this is the fastest language for speedrunning, but also because I just had better movement and less mistakes overall. This resulted in me getting a time of 28:46, shaving over 3 minutes off my original time. This places me at 459th on the leaderboard, exactly 20 spots down from where I was originally placed. By the way, my account is not Square Pancake, I just didn't submit any runs until I got one I was happy with. On day 2, I started off with an absolutely amazing run. I was hitting a bunch of hard tricks at a much better pace than yesterday. I even hit this bokoblin bounce. First try. All of these aspects put together ended up getting me a run of 24 minutes on the dot, which at the time would have placed me at 393rd on the leaderboard. I then followed this up with a slightly slower run, but still good, of 25 minutes and 40 seconds. This put me into the mindset that I was indeed improving, which made the next runs hurt way more. Needless to say, these runs weren't going that well. However, from all these fails runs, I was getting some pretty good practice with my movement. This, combined with the fact that I was being very consistent with my tricks on this run, except for this death here, managed to save over 2 minutes from my previous time, getting a 21:59, placing me at 338th on the leaderboard. Even though it took me over 8 runs to get this was a very good improvement from my previous time. In fact, it put us exactly 2 minutes away from our goal. I decided to finish off day 3 by doing 2 more runs, one of which I gave up because I got mad at this third shrine, and the other one I gave up because I got mad at this bokoblin jump. On the 4th day, I didn't have much time to play, so I only had enough time to get in 3 runs. This wasn't helped by the fact that on the first run, I got completely obliterated by this first bokoblin jump, and on my second run, whatever this was happened, and then I had to run the whole way. This caused me to be just behind enough to where I just gave up at the end, because I had already lost. Despite failing in these last 2 runs, this third run was different. I managed to get all the way to the second bokoblin bounce without making any major mistakes, and even when I messed that up, I would be able to make it back by having a really good bounce. I then failed the third bounce due to RNG, but this only loses about 40 seconds. Then, after smoothly sailing through the rest of the run, I managed to get myself a time of 21:34, taking about 20 seconds off my time. While only taking 20 seconds off our time isn't exactly ideal, it's still progress, and it took us down to 327th on the leaderboard. I then decided I would just get some sleep and then play some more runs the next day. But day 5 was about to be one of the most painful experiences I've ever had. It started off getting a 21:36, 2 seconds behind my record. I then followed that up on my next run by failing the first bokoblin bounce 6 times and then clipping into the wall. I then followed up with a run where I break my shield on the last shrine. I then managed to mess up the second bokoblin bounce 3 times in a row. On run 23, I managed to mess up this boulder jump 4 times, and then on run 24, I died to an issue with my D-pad. Then to finish it off, I was just slow in this one. On run 26, I was moving through pretty well until I got to this wall where I died to a bokoblin. On run 27, I made it further and even to the Cryonis shrine, where I somehow died to this. On run 28, I did not bounce that boy. On run 29, I bounced that boy wrong. And on run 30, this shit happened. I was getting so unlucky with these runs, it was unbelievable. However, after taking a break and coming back, I was able to get a really good run. There were only 2 main issues with this run, one of which being resetting at this third shrine to restore my shield, and skipping this bokoblin bounce to be safe. This got me a time of 20:55, placing me at 302nd on the leaderboard, and meaning that if I didn't make those 2 mistakes, we would have reached our goal. After getting some sleep and moving on to day 8, something just clicked in my brain. I started my first run of the day and got out of the Shrine of Resurrection. I then messed up the first bokoblin bounce once, landed weirdly on the second bokoblin bounce, and messed up on the third shrine 3 times, causing me to reset to refresh my shield. These 3 mistakes still resulted in me getting a time of 2025, meaning that if I avoided even one of these mistakes, I would reach my goal. I was getting close, and this next run would prove it.